What's up, guys? It's me once again. I'd like to do a quick short video, a reaction video on Julius Malema's assertion towards the end of his presentation yesterday when he began doing a toing and chanting, "Kill the boer, the farmer." Many others claim, not many as a matter of fact, I've met few online who claim that he said, "Kiss the boer." That is patently false. I would like for you to listen attentively to what Julius says here. And I'm going to tell you why I think he's actually said that, in spite of the fact that he denied it in court in 2021, and he said, "Kiss the boer." And that's an argument some people who are hard of hearing are now making, that that's exactly what he said in this video. No, he didn't say so. Listen to this.
Place and that cake cutting session is about to commence. Natasha Theory, our reporter, is on the ground. Natasha, it looks like we are literally missing out on all the festivities and the action from our vantage point. What a celebration. What are you currently observing on the ground?
Well, definitely, Alicia. And of course, to actually unpack some...
Did you guys hear that? Just in case you missed it, let's do it again.
From our vantage point, what a celebration. What are you currently observing on the ground?
Well, definitely, Alicia. And of course, to actually unpack...
Let's do it once more, in case some of you are hard of hearing.
Action from our vantage point. What a celebration. What are you currently observing on the ground?
Well, definitely, Alicia. And of course, to actually...
So he certainly did not say kiss the boer. He said kill the boer, the farmer. Okay, why would he say something like that? Why would he go out of his way to repeat something as offensive as targeting a certain ethnic group in our country? Well, if you remember very well, in 2021, Julius Malema made news where he ridiculed some of the lawyers who were not very astute, in my opinion, in terms of the questions which they asked, who were very much removed from reality in terms of the cross-examination that they did, and their research for me left a lot to be desired. I mean, a simple, detailed research would have literally won them that case. Now, to say kill the boer, the farmer, there are few songs that the ANC, let me put it this way, there are few songs because the ANC was banned during apartheid. Many of you would know that. So we were under United Democratic Front, that is black people. Predominantly, yeah, sure, there were other organizations like the Inkatha Freedom Party, but we were under United Democratic Front, which basically was holding turf for the African National Congress until they were unbanned, and that's what we were shouting for the unbanning of the African National Congress. Okay, so we did indeed, as we toy do this chant, kill the boer, kill the farmer. But that was because we were at war at that time. We were banning everything that's bannable. We were trying to make the government ungovernable. For an example, every time somebody passed on, we had a song that we sang, "Hamba kahle mkhonto, mkhonto wesizwe. Thina bantu bamnyama sizimisele ukuwabulala wona lamabhulu." If you pay attention nowadays, the African National Congress doesn't sing those lyrics to the same extent. Why? Because we have no intention of killing white people. What that song really meant, if I translate it, Amba kahle mkhonto, mkhonto we mkhonto, mkhonto wesizwe. Thina bantu bomkhonto sizimisele ukuwabulala wona lamabhulu. Now, that meant we said, go well, comrade, a spear of the nation. Every time somebody passed on, hamba kahle mkhonto, go well, spear of the nation. And then the transition, it says, Thina bantu bomkhonto, we, the people of the sphere of the nation, we are determined to kill the Boers. That's exactly the direct translation of the lyrics of that song, right? Now, that song, by the time I, resigned from the African National Congress, that song was no longer being sang, as far as I could remember. Why? Because we identified that white people are no longer our enemies. We are in a democratic state. It is mischievous for Julius Malema's mentor, Peter Mokaba. It was mischievous for him to keep, during the era of having been in power, for him to sing that song, because it was, you don't sing war songs during the peacetime. This is very important. So why is Julius doing this today? It's pretty simple, really. Think about it. Donald Trump in America says there is no such a thing as bad publicity. As a result, recently, as you all know, he went to CNN, and CNN had its highest numbers ever that it hasn't had for years. Why? Because Trump appeared to CNN. Now you know how much CNN hates Trump. But he did extremely well on that day when he was on CNN, because he believes that there's no such a thing as a bad publicity. Let me tell you, Julius Malema may be many things, but he's certainly not a moron. So he knows that, for an example, this was supposed to be a 10th year anniversary of the EFF, but their entire focus here was on electioneering for next year. They were making a statement. And part of that, to sustain them in the media, is to offend parties like AfriForum, to take him back to court. That's how you keep him in the limelight. Observe what's happening right now with the pollings in America. The more they indict Trump, the more Trump is in the lead. They are literally winning the 2024 elections for Trump right now. Julius Malema is aware of what I'm telling you right now, because he does watch the news and he does read. So what am I saying to you in essence? All the Boers in this country should just completely ignore Julius Malema. There is no plan amongst black people to kill the Boer. I'm black, I should know if there was such a plan. There is no plan amongst us to kill the Boer. And in any case, if there was such a plan, it would fail. Why? Because currently you can see that black people are not a monolith. I don't agree, for example, with Julius Malema's communist policies. This is one of the reasons I had to resign from the ANC, a recognition that it was the ANC policies that are destroying our country, that are destroying our economy. It is the segregation policies of wanting to segregate. I mean, think about this. In 1994, we got our freedom. That is 28 years to 30 years ago. That means a 30-year-old white male today cannot get a job in South Africa because of affirmative action. How is that justice? How is that different from apartheid? Just a thought for you to think about. Some people are saying, no, we are redressing the imbalances of the past. No, you're not. Nothing was stolen from you. Whatever was stolen from your parents. My parents were poor, but when I started working, as I became a middle class, my parents ceased from poverty, meaning their lot and mine were quite different. That's because we were already in a democratic state. Now, I know this can get to be much more complex. That's why I will do a video on affirmative action. I've researched affirmative action, and affirmative action is not good for the people for whom it is being implemented. Nevertheless, I digress. I want to come back to the reason why Julius said, kill the boer, the farmer. Julius said that because he's seeking attention. He wants to remain in the limelight. You see, he knows that they said in July the 29th, they will be celebrating their anniversary. Okay, brilliant. So is that what they did? No. The day before that, they had a gala dinner. The day before that, they had a PLO, Professor Lumumba, coming to South Africa. They've been on the news for the sake of this anniversary. So they've kept it. They are now seeking to keep this anniversary going on and on and on until election time comes. He makes assertions that are very provocative, that is a government in waiting. We all know filling an FNB stadium does not result or translate into votes. It does not translate into you becoming a government in waiting. The EFF still has smaller vote numbers comparatively even to the DA, the Democratic Alliance, which is an official opposition party in the country. So, what is the point I'm making here? People who make such divisive remarks have no hope to ever ascend into presidency in this country. Observe how that a darling of the nation, the African National Congress, has literally destroyed itself by corruption, by not putting relevant controls and implementing such controls and sending corrupt officials to jail. Instead, they promote them, they give them positions of ambassadors and ministers, and when they are caught, they are simply moved from one department to the other. That rot is the reason why ANC is on its knees right now. There is a possibility that they will not get 50% nationally in the upcoming elections. Well, I hope so. I hope that there's truth to that, so that we can have a coalition government that will do away with the stats of rape in our country, that lawfulness will be brought back and remove the lawlessness which we are experiencing. But I can tell you one thing. If the EFF goes into coalition with the ANC, then that means we will have exactly the current status quo, which we are currently going through. But obviously, there is nothing that the EFF can do to win elections next year. Doesn't matter what they do. They could fill the FNB stadium. They could be excited. You can make a statement, but don't exaggerate things. We are not morons. Many people, in fact, there's nobody that I know, as black as I am, that is voting for the EFF. There's nobody that I know personally that is a member of the EFF. So effectively, I see EFF people on TV, and I'm black, and all my friends are black. So I just would like to give South Africans an assurance that we have not overnight gone mad and decided that white people should be killed and be sent to the sea. This is why the PAC never made it. It is because of that policy. Very soon, the people that the EFF is taking advantage of are also going to wake up to the same realization. By the way, it is my theory that EFF was founded for this very reason by the ANC, to tap into those votes that the ANC couldn't tap into, that votes of Azapo and the PAC, such that when this time comes, they can do this very coalition. Now, of course, because I'm saying that to you for the first time, you may say, yeah, no, but how convenient? Well, the truth of the matter is those who know me and around me will tell you that I've said that when the EFF was formed, to say I think this is just another strategy of the ANC to reach the votes that they currently cannot reach, because they can see that they are being depleted, they are losing trust from the masses of the people. And therefore, if they can tap into the Azapo votes, into the PAC votes, into the disillusioned votes of the youth who are unemployed, in a different guise, and then such an organization would cede those votes back to them, they would still have the 51%. Think about it. Why would the EFF want to go into coalition with the ANC except they have the same agenda? And the truth of the matter, they actually do. Whichever way you want to look at it, they actually have exactly the same agenda. So, South Africans, we need to be sober-minded and not to be emotional. We don't only have an ANC bug to rid ourselves of, we have an ANC EFF bug. These are communists. These people will destroy our country and send it to the dogs. These are God haters. That's what communists are. It's an oxymoron to hear a communist talking about prayer. My pastor who prayed. That means that pastor is not a pastor called by God. Because any pastor who believes in the scriptures would know that communist is an ideology that came out of Karl Marx's head, and Marx was a Satanist. And communist is a religion, contrary to what many people believe. Nevertheless, I digress. So, in conclusion, the kill the Boer, kill the farmer statement is not a statement that black people believe. Not at all. We have no desire to kill white people. As a matter of fact, you can see by how much we have changed in terms of it. Now, when I'm saying we, I'm talking about black people across the board. We have changed our rhetoric over the years. Why? Because Nelson Mandela was trying to build a rainbow nation and we bought into it. The only people who didn't buy into that rainbow nation are the EFF, the parts of the ANC. Remember, the Julius Malema calls the ANC a broad church. So there is that group in the ANC, like Julius Malema, and some of them are still there, who are responsible for the anarchy in which we are at right now, who want to expropriate land without compensation. Right? That is why we need to outvote them. So we need to consolidate a strategy. We can't afford to have the DA, the Patriotic Alliance, the Action SA fighting right now. No, we can't afford to do that. We have a common enemy, and that enemy is the EFF and the ANC. It's just that. It's just that simple. Because it is the policies of the African National Congress that the EFF will be implementing. The same policies that have brought our country to its knees. Okay, well, I thought I would share that with you, that I don't think there's anything for anybody to worry about. And don't fuel the fire by taking him to court, because you will be giving him the airtime that he wants. He desires that airtime. That is Julius. Okay, you tell me if you think any differently. That's my thoughts concerning that matter.